All right, this is my buddy Roxie. Roxie is, surprising, she's 11 years old. She looks really good for 11. Roxie is very reactive to sounds at the door. Yes. So in this video, we're going to go over counter conditioning, how you can stop your dog from barking at sounds at the door. Now, she also reacts if she hears the sound of the mailbox being open. You can do this for exercise for anything you're reactive. Yes, I know. I'm going to tell them that next. You need some high-value treats. Now, in order to do counter conditioning, we need to expose the dog to the stimulus. The stimulus in this case is me knocking. That has to be a low intensity so she doesn't react. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair it with, I'm going to not pair it like squawk, but sometimes if the dog's too reactive, I might go like this and then release the treat. Now this is technically not counter conditioning. A lot of dog trainers watch this and are like, he's doing it wrong. Now I just do that to help her get used to it. But what I typically want to do, and this is because she's really tired. We've been at this for a little bit longer. We should have done this a little while ago. So I'm going to knock lightly. Oh, that was too much. And don't reach for the treat until. I'm only doing one knock per. Now that was a little bit too intense. Now this is not ideal because she's overly tired. We've been working at this for a while. So you don't want to do this when your dog's overly tired. But the idea is not to hump me. How about you go get that? So the idea is you want to lightly knock and then give her a treat if she doesn't react. Now her ears can flip around. We still want her to bark and lunge and all that fun stuff. And gradually work up. Now I go from one knock where I'm like, and then I give her the treat. Now normally I would not hold the treat there. I'm doing it because she's overly tired right now. So I knock, lightly, give her a treat. And eventually you get to the point where you're like, and she doesn't knock and then you get a treat. Now, that was one knock. Then I would go back, when I do two, I would go like this. So again, you lower the intensity. You're going to do it again. Yes, I know where you're at. You were just so tired. So eventually you get to the point where you knock 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, whatever it is. How about we go to Bahamas? Let's go to the dog bed. We'll show that in a different video. Now for the mailbox, and she also does it for the doorknob, the doorbell. So for the doorbell, I might record on my phone the audio of the doorbell when she's out on a walk. So it's a clean recording. We just heard the doorbell and nothing else. You're just all over. You're on fire today, Roxie. I have a niece named Roxie, and she's taking care of, emulating Roxie, because Roxie is full of energy just like you are. So what we would do is record the sound of the mailbox opening on our phone, and then we can play it on a loop while Roxie's eating. You get all the sounds, Roxie. There you go. Look at that. Now this could technically be training her to hump. This is humping is, she's overly tired. It could be a dominance thing. So I'm doing it just because we're shooting a video. I want to go away. I would not recommend the dog humps you throw a treat on the ground. But eventually you record the sound of the audio of that recording and play it while she's eating at a very low volume. Bahamas. Yes, is her marker word. Now we're not using marker words for counter conditioning because we're just doing it a whole lot of repetition. But eventually we get to the point where we can play that sound of the mailman delivering it, but there's no actual mailman. And if she has difficulty doing it here, you might practice in your piano room or in the kitchen or in a bedroom upstairs away from the door. Because when she gets here, it's the proximity of the door and the sight of the mailman and hearing the sound. So we want to just have her practice being exposed to the sound trigger only till we can play it eventually through our speakers through our house. And so it sounds like the mailman's actually here and she's looking around like somebody around here owes me a treat. So practice this in short 1 to 2 minute practice sessions 3 to 5 times a day. You can practice a little bit more as long as she's doing okay with it, but make sure you end on a successful note. So if you get to the point where you're knocking at like 75% intensity and she's been successful, the last time you did 75%, she barks, I might go to a 50% so that the last repetition is a level of intensity. Yes, did you get a little rested? Now you're ready to come back again? All right, so the idea for this is practice short, successful practice sessions. Eventually get to the point where somebody knocks on the door and Roxie's not barking. All right, this is my buddy Roxie, and this is how you can get a dog to hump you or stop a dog from barking using a little counter conditioning.